Welcome to week 10 of the fifth quarter. I'm Katie Wilfong. It has been a great year for all the Garden Grove and Empire League teams, but it's also been a tough one for Garden Grove High School as they lost number 45, Kevin Tellis, in their first preseason game. They're 9-0 going into their last season game against Santiago, but both teams are going to the playoffs. Another big game tonight is La Quinta and Rancho, who are both battling for the third spot in playoffs. It was family night for the Amigos at Jason Field. Number 45, Kevin Tellis, is announced, and here his family walks with a banner across the field. This is a big one, Garden Grove hosting Santiago. Both teams are undefeated in league. Middle of the first quarter, first and goal on the 8, Garden Grove's Sean Young goes up and over to Avery Williams in the deep corner of the end zone. 7-0 Argos. Here, longtime Garden Grove resident Pete Morales is showing his love for the red and white. After the Cavaliers mishandled the kickoff, Grove is back at it again. Here, Williams takes it to the line, but it's ruled his knee was down a yard short. Next play, Young keeps over the middle. When the dust settles, he's in. It's 14-0 Garden Grove. Argos coach Joe Hay is thinking about the next play. With time running down in the first, Young looks to pass but tucks the ball and takes off down the middle for a 34-yard gain. Beginning of the second, the pitch is to Jesse Lozano, and he carries around the left side to cap off a 59-yard drive. 21-0 Argos early in the second. In the third quarter, Young goes long for Josh Webb, but Santiago's Mateo Lagunas is able to step in front of it for the interception. When Grove gets the ball back, they have trouble with the snap, and Santiago's Jason Duong comes up with the ball, and that gets the Cavalier crowd into it. We thought it was a run play, but Chris Ortega rolls out and connects with Oscar Languren at the 1-yard line. After a penalty, that leads to a 6-yard run into the end zone by Lagunas. The point is good, and the lead is 21-7. On the kickoff, Webb grabs it and starts upfield. He's tackled hard, and his helmet is pulled off on this play. No penalty, but Coach Hay is flagged for protesting. Garden Grove played a lot of tough defense. Here, Zach Huff and Travis Mulford stop the play before it gets started. Both crowds were into this game in a big way. Garden Grove goes on to win the game 35-7. Coach Hay shows some tackling skill, getting to Zach Huff after he's doused with the water bucket. Then the 10-0 banner came out. The Argos say Kevin Tellis, fellow player and friend who passed away after their first game, was a motivating factor.
We started off strong, and then we slipped up a little bit in the middle, but we picked it up second half, came back. We used KT as our motivation. He's our inspiration for everything.
They said Kevin would want us to go on and play, and that's what they're doing. And they dedicated the season to Kevin, and that's what a lot of the underlying issue is. So
we're doing it for number 45. He's our heart and soul of this team.
Coach is always talking about the 12th man on the field, and he was definitely there, like he is every day, every Friday.
I think my kids came out and fought pretty hard, and it's disappointing. But we got a whole new season coming up. Playoffs are here, and just the fact we're playing for a league championship was huge. And it's great having the crowd out here. It's the way high school football is supposed to be.
It's homecoming at Rancho Alamitos as the Vaqueros take the field for a showdown with the La Quinta Aztecs. The winning team gets a playoff berth. The other team goes home. Quarterback Mike Frank warms up on the sideline. There's a lot riding on his right arm. It takes the Ranch all of 13 seconds to score with this pass to Juan Cruz. He snags the ball with no one in front of him, 7-0 Vaqueros. La Quinta gets the ball on the 30-yard line, and it takes just 2 plays to break loose Nicky Liu for a 43-yard touchdown run. It's tied at 7. Next play after the kickoff, Frank again connects with Cruz, setting up another score on a keeper. Rancho leads 14-7, less than halfway through the first quarter. On the next possession is Frank connecting with Miguel Carrion in the end zone, and the Rancho scoring binge continues with a 21-7 lead. La Quinta responds with a great drive capped by this effort from Yifu Chen for the score, and the Aztecs narrow the gap to just 1 touchdown. The fans have seen 5 TDs in the first quarter alone. There's more in the second. Frank has to scramble, but he finds Carrion again for another touchdown, and Rancho leads 28-14. Still in the second, the Vaqueros are again on offense. Frank has nowhere to throw, so he keeps the ball and manages to stumble into the end zone. Frank scored 3 Rancho touchdowns on the night. The Vaqueros pull away 35-14. It's halftime, and we congratulate the lovely Leah Higgins. She's Rancho's homecoming queen. Her court entered the stadium in style on some cool Corvettes. La Quinta would score twice more in the second half, including this floater from quarterback Darren Nguyen to Brandon Guillory. The score makes it 41-28, and that's as close as the Aztecs would come. Final score, Rancho 51, La Quinta 28. The scrappy Aztecs never gave up and battled until the ref called the game 2 minutes early.
They're getting better and better every week. You can see that on film, and their kids play hard, and I expected a battle. When you get those kind of games, both teams are going to play harder.
The Vaqueros are on their way to the playoffs. Now it's a showdown of a different kind as two winless teams battle for pride. Let's check out Los Amigos versus Bolsa Grande. It's a big game for both Los Amigos and Bolsa Grande as the two teams are winless in league. The cheerleaders pump up the fans at Bolsa Grande Stadium. First quarter, the Matadors' Jake Flores waits for an open, then decides to go long for Alex Espinoza, but the Lobos' Kevin Vinn intercepts it, and he's taken down by Jesus Esparza. This leads to a touchdown pass from Daniel Hernandez to Juan Cruz. That was an 87-yard touchdown pass, by the way. Second quarter, it's Bolsa's turn to steal. Hernandez attempts to pass to Perez, but Esparza intercepts it and is pulled down immediately. The score is 7-0 going into the half. Third quarter now, Los Amigos Hernandez throws to Alex Lopez for this 13-yard touchdown. Lobos ahead 14-0. This gets the crowd on their feet. Later in the third, Flores hands the ball to Mikhail Lowry, and he won't let anyone stop him now. He goes 38 yards for the touchdown. The two celebrate their teamwork with a chest bump. Both teams had some great defense, like this tackle by Matador's Daniel Nguyen on this Hernandez to Lopez pass. Or how about this one? Bolsa's Juan Chun just starts gaining speed when Hernandez brings him down by his shirt. Chun rushed 134 yards tonight, and Hernandez passed 123 yards in the contest. The game ends with Los Amigos just one touchdown ahead. Final score, Lobos 14, Matadors 6. Now it's on to an Umpire League matchup. Reporter Gaston Castellanos has highlights from Valencia versus Pacifica.
Mike Marujo's Valencia Tigers have every reason to be confident. They haven't lost to Pacifica since the Mariners joined the Empire League 3 years ago. First quarter, Mariners have their backs to their own goalposts. A block punt and end zone recovery gives the Tigers a 7-0 lead. Retribution is swift. First play after the kickoff, Joe Willis took the ball 80 yards for the score, and the game is tied 7-7. Second quarter, the Mariners were able to contain the Valencia running game, but the Tigers were able to make big plays like this pass by quarterback Robert Mata. The Mariners are behind 14-7. Still in the second, Pacifica marches 80 yards downfield with runs from Cody Johnson and Luther Tolbert. The clock-eating drive ends with a score by Tolbert from 5 yards out. The game is tied 14-14. Penalties help keep Valencia's ensuing drive alive, but they have to settle for a field goal after the Mariners' defense steps up. Valencia leads 17-14 at the half. The Pacifica Marching Mariners are poetry in motion during the halftime show. Pacifica also has a drum line that has won national competitions. Garden Grove Fire Engine 1 is also part of the halftime festivities. Third quarter, Pacifica gets the ball and keeps it for more than 7 minutes, out-muscling a Valencia team known for physical play. Tolbert caps the drive with a 3-yard carry, and Pacifica grabs the lead 21-7. Fourth quarter, QB Mario Nava hands off to Cody Johnson, and he takes a 37-yard scamper into the end zone. It turns out to be the winning score as the Mariners pull away 28-17. The Tigers had one more big play in them, a 32-yard TD from Mata to Greg Hammond. The Pacifica finally kills the Tigers 28-23. It's a big victory for a team that began the season with several starting players injured.
The reality is, guys have gotten their opportunity and they've taken full advantage of it, and they've stepped up to be great Mariner football players.
Coach Marcelo Giuliano says special teams and the Mariners' passing game need some fine-tuning before the playoffs begin next week. Pacifica ends the season number 2 in the Empire League. This is Gaston Castellanos reporting.
Thanks for that report, Gaston, and congratulations to all of our playoff teams. This is Katie Wilfong for the 5th quarter.